morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application, Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar and on its website, onthisday.com.
For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I'm Aoxander, and today I'm joined by...
Shohin.
Protoblob.
Luli.
Yay! She introduced herself! Woo! I was waiting for it. I'm like, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna do it? She did it! Hell yeah! Anyway, today is Woden's Day, also known as Odin's Day, also known as Wednesday, July 4th, January, the other J one. There's like 2 or 3. Wow, my brain doesn't work at the beginning of the show. I don't know what's wrong with me. Actually, yeah, I think I kind of do, but anyway, January 4th, 2023. So,
Okay.
Mr. Sohan, you haven't been on in a long time. Why don't you start us off here in 43 BC?
43. I got 46 on here.
Oh, 46. Sorry. Wait, once again, my brain not working. I'm like.
That's okay.
I'm stupid.
46 BC. Julius Caesar defeats Titus Labienus in the Battle of Raspuna.
Huh.
So that seems to have been part of the Civil War.
Huh.
Yeah.
The Roman Civil War, maybe. So.
Yeah, seems so.
Yeah, possibly.
Yes, the Civil War from 49 BCE to 45, I guess. I guess it ended with him.
Oh yeah, there was Rome did have a civil war. I mean, it's not surprising. I see we have been joined by Erickson in the live studio audience. Welcome to the show, good sir. So.
And for a huge time skip, I'm going to 1642. King Charles I with 400 soldiers attacked the English Parliament.
And I think that was during an English Civil War. So.
Lots of civil wars today.
Yeah. I have one
Yes.
here that is not on the main list. We have in 1649, during the English Civil War, the Rump Parliament voted to put Charles I on trial. So that has got to be correlation with this. Just 7 years later, that's kind of wild. So
Yep.
7 years later, on the exact same date, he attacked the Parliament. The Parliament voted to put him on trial. Hey, legislator, it takes some time. They're like, we're under attack. What should we do? Let us discuss for a fortnight. Anyway.
Okay. And one more, 1656. Spanish galleon Nostra Senora de la Maravillas, laden with gold and jewelry bound for Spain, sinks off the coast of the Bahamas. Only 45 of the 650 people survive, mostly eaten by sharks.
Good lord. That's not good. Oh.
Yes, the sea eats the food. You're the seafood.
Yeah.
They see you and they eat you.
Yep.
Oh, that's my 3.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in the live studio audience, we have been joined by Erickson.
Yes. I have another one here that's not on the website. 1717, Great Britain, France, and the Netherlands. Actually, it is on the thing, but mine is more extensive. Signed the Triple Alliance in an attempt to maintain the Treaty of Utrecht, Britain having signed a preliminary alliance with France on November 28th. So...
I see 3 on the screen that I can take, I guess.
All right.
Yeah, it's your turn.
1762.
No. In 1698, most of the palace of Whitehall in London, can you please not scroll like...
I'm sorry.
Thanks. Most of the palace of Whitehall in London, the main residence of the English monarchs, is destroyed by fire.
Dang. Sorry about scrolling around. I'm like inputting it live into the script as we're reading him, and so you read a date. I didn't immediately notice, so I was looking for it.
I'll open it on my screen in a minute, but for now, also in I thought I saw another one. Here, 1754. Columbia University was founded as King's College in New York City.
Huh.
And in 1762, in the 7 Years' War, Great Britain declares war on Spain and Naples. That's Naples in Italy, not the American one.
Yes. Yeah, this meant the entry of Spain into the 7 Years' War.
Yeah, I think from how I read it, Italy still was not fully unified back then, but still was essentially city-states. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, Italy went through several periods of unification and like ununification. So, like, you know, they were ununified, and then they became Rome, and then that happened, and then they got unified again under like the Papal States or something, and then they got unified again to form modern day Italy, and then later on Sicily joined them, which Italy was the boot, Sicily is the football. If you look at it on the map, it actually looks like someone kicking a football in the Mediterranean. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought those three sound pretty important.
Yeah, they were interesting. So, but anyway, well, what year were we in? I'm completely lost. You did 1762.
We were in. It was in 62. We gotta go to 80 now.
Okay.
1780.
1780. Okay.
Yeah.
A snowstorm hit George Washington's army in Morristown, New Jersey, and I believe that was like no, that was the year prior. Because like I remember yesterday in 1781, I believe he was laying siege to Cornwallis. If I remember correctly, I'm not entirely sure. So, but anyway, let's see here. 1847, manuscripts of Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights and Anne Bronte's Agnes Grey was sent to publisher T.C. Newby. And it was published on December 8 in 1847. Well, that's interesting.
Obviously, not to be
I'm sorry.
Not to be confused with a great song by Kate Bush of the same name.
Ah. And we also have at the same time in 1847, Samuel Colt sold his first revolver pistol to the United States government.
Ooh,
that's a big one.
my
right there.
my second favorite handgun, next to the 1911.
Yeah, I'm kind of partial to the Luger because it just looks so unique, you know? Like, all the U.S. guns, like, more or less kind of look the same with slight differences and whatnot, but the Luger has those angles, and then it has the thing you pull up.
Man,
you know?
not during the time with, the 1911. That was, it was the powerhouse of that time.
Oh, yeah, like, they're really good guns, don't get me wrong. I'm just going for looks, but I don't have any guns, so, like...
I don't know if it's politically correct to say that, but the P38 has a beautiful design. I don't say it's morally good.
Talking about the
James Bond's gun.
Talking about the Walter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I love that one.
Yeah, isn't that James Bond's gun?
Yes, Sean Connery's one, I think.
Well, it was. It has a bit of German history, so
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know it was used also by James Bond.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, if my movie's trivia is correct, James Bond always uses a Walter P38.
No, that one does. Yeah, the Sean Connery does. The Daniel Craig uses a more modern gun.
Okay, well that would make sense. But like to Sean Connery, like I'm talking about, like the P38 was James Bond's default gun for the first several movies. Beyond Sean Connery's acting career, the next guy as well used it, right?
Yeah,
I think yeah.
So.
I saw it used in. I'm not sure if it was The Outer Limits or if it was the movie Fatherland, but that was a design that it was interesting to watch that. Let's just continue, I guess.
Yeah, I have one here that's not on the website. In 1853, after having been kidnapped and sold into slavery in the U.S. or the American South, Solomon Northrop regained his freedom. His memoir, 12 Years a Slave, later became a national bestseller. So, why is that on this day, huh? Like... 1853.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that's a good movie. Y'all need to watch.
Yes, it is. Then 1854, Mr. Sohan. Unless Super Small
Sure.
Danger Hugs wants to take a turn.
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Oh. Then go for it, Sohan.
Sure. 1854, the McDonald's Islands are discovered by Captain William McDonald aboard the submarine.
Huh. I wonder if they had
I've been lied. I've been lied to.
Yeah.
I wonder
I
if
thought it was Ronald McDonald.
I wonder if the McDonald's Islands have a sail-through. You know, instead of a drive-through, it's a sail-through for boats. You know.
I wonder if the machine. I wonder if the ice cream machine works.
That is a very good question, and I really doubt it. So.
Okay. 1861, U.S. Fort Morgan's Mobile Alabama is seized.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
So U.S. Fort Morgan Mobile. Oh no, the U.S. Fort Morgan in Mobile was seized by Alabama, and that is definitely during the Civil War right there.
Yep.
So yeah, they were deep in enemy territory right there.
Which just proves that you already had cell phones 162 years ago
Oh my
and
goodness.
cities.
Yep. Also, 1862, the Romney campaign. Stonewall Jackson occupies Bath, West Virginia.
Huh.
And you also had Mitt Romney at that time.
Mitt
Yeah.
Romney.
Yeah, Romney campaign. He was
Oh,
voting for
okay.
Romney. Unfortunately, it's
Huh.
Oh yes,
well,
that
We have one in 1863, the black one here.
yes, that one.
okay. 1863, four-wheeled roller skates patented by
Oh.
James Plimpton of New York.
Well.
Fuck you, James, for making me fall on my ass multiple times.
Yeah, James. Whoever invented the skateboard, I'm gonna give them a knuckle sandwich because they broke my wrist in half. So,
But yeah, and Tony Hawk gives them a kickflip.
yeah.
No. His teacher did. The ones from the larger Dogtown,
Ah.
the Z Boys.
You want to take the next
They-
1863 here?
Sure. 1863, the new Apostolic Church is established in Germany.
Yep. Specifically, it was established in Hamburg, Germany, and it is a Christian and Chiliastic church. Whatever Chiliastic is. It's weird. That sounds like Jellicle from the Cats movie. Like, what the hell does Jellicle mean?
Well, if it's Chiliac, if it's in Germany, it better be in Frankfurt. Hot dog and chili.
Oh yeah, I love that musical, the Cats. I mean, my mother hates it, but I love it. So,
Oh yeah.
and in 1881, Johannes. Oh, what?
Yeah, we have this one was in the we have one in the script. It gets into more detail in the script here. 1878, during the Russo-Turkish War, 1877 through 78, Sofia was liberated from Ottoman rule and designated the capital of liberated Bulgaria.
Yeah,
So
and it still is.
yeah,
It is at the Sofia Valley at the foot of the Vitosha mountain in the west of the country. So it's nearly to the western border of Bulgaria.
huh. Anyway, sorry to interrupt you there. Continue on with your 1881, please.
Yeah, so the third Bulgarian state anyway elected it as capital apparently in 1879 then.
Ah,
Anyway, in 1881, Johannes Brahms' Academic Festival Overture premieres in Breslau.
cool.
And at that time, I think Breslau was still German, so that explains why Brahms went there. In 1884, the Fabian Society is founded in London, and I hope you have background information on that.
I will actually. Let me check this out here. The Fabian Society. It is a British socialist organization whose purpose is to advance the principles of social democracy and democratic socialism via gradualist and reformist effort in democracies rather than by revolutionary overthrow. So essentially subverting governments, and like basically what's been happening. So maybe this Fabian Society has been one of the pushers of the way the world is nowadays. So that's kind of scary.
Can I take two more, maybe?
Yeah, well, we have one here that's not mentioned.
I would like to take the 1887 and the 1893.
Okay, go. 1887 and 1893. All right.
In 1887, Thomas Stevens is the first man to bicycle around the world from San Francisco to San Francisco.
Oh, cool.
That sounds really cool.
That is really cool. I'd love to do that myself.
Remember we talked about that legendary guy yesterday on the show that has over 250 Guinness World Records, and before they were
Rush. I don't remember his first name, but his name is Rush.
Yeah, David Rush. What a rush!
You can't rush the rush.
Before you had the Guinness World Records, essentially it was all about being the first to do something to move around the world.
Yeah.
And in 1893, United States President Grover Cleveland grants amnesty to the Mormon polygamy. That's multiple marriage.
Huh.
Multiple marriages.
Yeah. Well, no, like multiple spouses. So like.
Yeah. I'm all for the legalization of polygamy, but it has to be. How do I say? There has to be strict, like
oversights and such. You can't have like 50 wives or something, like.
No. So you make sure it's actually because of love and not,
Oh yeah, not marrying in to get wealthy or something, or to get some inheritance or whatever.
Yeah, either to just get into a country, or of course the other way around, that it's just abusive relationships without love, like
yeah, anyway, let's move on up here. We have one that's not in I'm sorry to interrupt, Blob, but we gotta keep going here.
Yes.
We have one that's not in the main source here. 1896, Utah was admitted as the 45th U.S. state, and we're talking about Mormons.
I mean, it says here on the black thing, but okay.
Where? Oh yeah. Here we go. 1896. Following Mormon abandonment of polygamy, Utah admitted as 45th state. So okay, so that's a good addition. So let me put that in here. Yeah, sorry, like, sometimes I don't see it because, like, it's worded differently, or, like, one side has more information than the other. So he granted amnesty to Mormon polygamy, and they're just like, you know what, screw it, let's just get rid of it, and then they became a state, so that's cool.
And the next entry is very sad.
Yes, it is.
It's
absolutely disgusting. So, this is yours as well, Mr. Blob, right?
I had 4 already, so
okay.
I think.
Well, then I'll read what I have in. I have in my script here. 1903, Topsy the elephant was murdered via electrocution by the owners of Luna Park, Coney Island. The Edison Film Company recorded the film electrocuting an elephant of Topsy's death in an absolutely disgusting attempt to sway public opinion to Edison's direct current, aka DC, form of power over Tesla's alternating current, also known as AC, via telling the public he was using AC on the elephant to trick people into believing it was dangerous, when in reality he used his own DC. Thomas Alva Edison, may you burn in hell until after time ends and beyond.
What? Wait.
Yes.
So it was intentionally from his feud with Tesla?
Yes.
Yes.
He murdered an elephant with his own power, claiming it was Edison's, to try to sway public opinion. After this was all in the campaign to destroy him. After they figured out Tesla was trying to provide free electricity, so Westinghouse pulled the funding, and Edison tried to bury him.
You know, in the past few months, you have completely destroyed my respect for Edison. But this is even on a different level now.
Yeah, no, like, this man was a fucking monster. Pardon my language, but he was a monster. And his name should be dragged through the thickest of muds for all of time. People should know him as this, not as the inventor of the light bulb or the inventor of this. No, he had money, he had wealth, he had notoriety. He had people invent things for him, and he took the credit. That's what he did. So, anyway, before I start huffing and puffing, anymore, let's move on up into 1907. George Bernard Shaw's play Don Juan in Hell premiered in London.
So I think he wanted to meet Edison.
Ha!
Yeah.
That would make sense. And 1912, the Scout Association was incorporated throughout the British Empire by royal charter. And yeah, that would be go on to become the Boy Scouts, or like the Scouts, the Boy Scouts out here in the U.S. Is modeled after the Scouts in the UK. So that's one of their inventions that we've adapted, as well as like police. They invented the police force, I believe, as well the jet engine. I'm not sure, but yeah. And then we have here in 1918, it's not on the list here, the Finnish Declaration of Independence was recognized by France, Sweden, Germany, and Russia. Well, that's cool.
But Russia didn't keep on recognizing it through all of history. Just saying.
Yeah, well, that's Russia, So, anyway, Mr. Sohan, you got one in 1921.
1921, Eugene O'Neill's play Different premieres in New York City.
Different? Oh, like Different Strokes? Huh.
Yeah.
That's, okay.
Also, 1932, British Viceroy Lord of India Willingdon arrests Indian independence leaders Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru.
Oh, man. Well, Jawaharlal Nehru would, is either well, it says he was the first Prime Minister of India, so I'm not sure if that was before or after this event.
Probably after.
Usually afterwards.
Okay. So the future first Prime Minister of India, as well as Mahatma Gandhi, so both very important people, obviously arrested to try to silence them.
Until I think either the 1940s or the 1950s, India was not an independent state. In some time period, it was a part with like in the same country as Pakistan.
No, you are. Pakistan didn't exist yet. What happened was India was the British Raj. It was a UK colony, and I believe it was 1946, or maybe a little bit later, when India finally did gain its independence, and around the same time, Pakistan gained its independence as well. So.
It says Dominion in 1947 and Republic in 1950.
Okay, that sounds about right.
The two stages of independence from the UK for India.
All right, so they were their own thing, and then they were trying to figure out, kind of like how we were in the U.S. They were trying to figure out, like, what to do, and then they, formed a solid government, got a good idea, and they're like, okay, this is what we are now. So took them a bit less time than we did, but yeah. Let's see here. We have another one here in 1935. Actually, yeah. Mr. Sohan.
Yep, 1935. Bob Hope first heard on network radio as part of the Intimate Review.
Cool. Bob
Yeah.
Hope was first
Yes.
Back then, you had Bob Hope, Johnny Cash, and Steve Jobs. Now you have no hope, no cash, no jobs.
Oh, please, let nothing happen to Kevin Bacon,
God,
please.
don't let him take bacon.
Okay. Same person.
Also, 1939, Hermann Goring appoints Reinhard Heydrich head of Jewish immigration.
His name is Heydrich, and I can't say that word, but he was assassinated in 1942, thankfully.
Good.
And then there was a bit of retribution in Poland, I think it was, and it's a very sad story because it's just one more of those war crimes by the, what back then was the Germans.
Yeah. Emigration, not to be confused with immigration. Emigration is the process of leaving a country. So, because see, that's I think it was you, Blob. I'm not sure, but somebody not too long ago told me that the Holocaust was not Hitler's idea. Yes, he was trying to get rid of them, but not by killing them. He was just gonna emigrate them and get rid of them. So here it is, 1939. But that's
It wasn't me, but it was the idea. Essentially, there was this leader of Palestine, Amin al-Husseini, and he wanted the Holocaust to happen, and also Adolf Eichmann. And essentially, history only talks about one of them nowadays.
Yeah. Well, you'd think, with how everybody's like all for Israel and against Palestine, they'd certainly be talking about that. But then they can't use Hitler as the face of the Holocaust anymore. So.
Modern Palestine is not the same as back then.
Yeah, I know, but like a lot of people are ignorant, to many things, and especially involving things around there. I see Worminator. Welcome to the show.
Not ignorant.
He was not the leader of Palestine, but he was a religious leader from Palestine.
But he still was a Palestinian, But
yes.
But anyway, speaking of one of those guys getting assassinated in 1942, we have a couple 1942 articles here for you, Mr. Blob.
All right. In 1942, the 7 times NL betting champion. What is NL?
National League.
Oh. The National League betting champion Hornsby is 14th player selected for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Cool.
And he was Major League Hall of Fame second baseman and manager, apparently later. In 1942, we have British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and General Marshall flying to Florida.
Cool. Hey, they're going down to someone I know.
Recruit Florida Man.
Yeah, they're gonna go meet. Oh, they were gonna go recruit Florida Man to fight the Germans. Oh God.
Oh, I hope not. That would have been a walk.
Man, why you think? Xander, why did you think they thought the idea was to storm Normandy?
Oh God.
It was Florida Man getting mowed down.
It's a bunch of alligators invading freaking France. Oh my God.
Hey, why not? They had parachuting koalas.
That is true. They did.
Talking of Germans, in 1943, Thomas Mann completes his his 4-book series, Joseph and His Brothers.
Tetralogy. I've never heard that term before. Huh. What we have here in 1944, during the Second World War, Operation Carpetbagger began. It was aerial dropping of supplies and weapons to the resistance fighters in Europe. So mainly the French and everything, being led by the radio from Charles de Gaulle and all that stuff. Vive la Révolution! Vive la France! So.
Yeah.
But then we also have in 1944, Ralph Bunsey was appointed the first black U.S. citizen in U.S. State Department. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Let me add that in here real quick to the script. Let's see here. We have in 1947, Emilio Estesegre and Carlo Perrier announced technetium, a previously unknown element, and the first artificially synthesized chemical element. Oh, well, that's cool. All the way back then, huh? So. Then let's see here. There's one here in 1947. I don't think it's on the list here, but it says here. Actually, no, I just did that 1947. So we have a 1948. Oh, here we go. Worm, do you want to take a couple articles?
Dude, I'm visually impaired, man. If I could read that, I have to get up like this.
All right. Well then, Sohan, unless Super Small Danger Hugs can see the screen.
Let me see. Hold on. Which one are we on?
1948. I have it highlighted for you to hopefully pop it out.
All right. 1948. Burma declares independence from UK.
Yep. I have a longer article here on the same thing. It became a self-reliant republic named the Union of Burma, with Sao Shui Thek as its first president and U Nu its first prime minister. Oh, all right.
Ain't that Myanmar now?
I believe so. Yeah, Burma, Myanmar. I think they're two separate things, but I think it's Burma /
No, no,
Myanmar, something like that.
no, it's the
So-
same thing.
Ah.
Can I do the Elvis one?
Yeah, actually, there's a 51 here, and then, we do 3x3, so that'll be your third.
Okay. Okay. So 1951 Korean War. Chinese forces recapture Seoul.
Yep. And as I said before, I have a little bit more information as well for this. It's North Korean and Chinese forces captured Seoul for the second time. So,
Nice.
dang. So not just captured it, but captured it again. So that's
Yep.
that's a bit of a slap in the face right there. And then you get to talk about the king.
Right. 1954, Elvis Presley records his first demo for Sun Records at a recording studio in Memphis. It wouldn't be the same without you, and I'll never stand in your way.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
By the way,
Long live the king.
that was 4 days before his 18th birthday.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Young Elvis. I have another one here that is not on the main source. 1956, the Greek National Radical Union was formed by Konstantinos Karamanlis. So whatever that
Yeah.
is. Actually,
Also, small correction, it was 4 days before his 19th birthday.
Oh,
I
okay. Still young.
Yes.
So, I have the link for the wiki for this National Radical Union I was just talking about here in the underbar of the description. If anybody would like to give it a look, either live or later on. Anyway, let's see here. 1958. I believe it is now Sohan's turn.
1958. Historical event: New Zealand team led by Edmund Hillary reaches the South Pole, the first to reach the pole overland using motor vehicles, and the first since Osmundon in 1911 and Scott in 1912.
Oh dang!
I believe I believe that the Scott story still is not fully
Yeah, isn't he the one who didn't come back? Like we were talking about.
No.
This. Okay.
I don't think he is.
Okay.
I
believe he intentionally chose to die there to become a hero.
So that was the
After
same
he-
guy we were talking about.
After he saw that he didn't be the first on the South Pole, he wanted to die as a hero. He wanted to be always remembered.
That's your theory, which is a sound one.
Well,
you know?
It's a theory that I read in a book by this Frenchman who was very famous for the Interpol stories. I forgot the name, but I will. We will find it later and put it in the underbar.
Yep. Sohan has a couple more in 58 and 59.
Yep. In 1958, Sputnik 1 re-enters atmosphere and burns up. And in 1959, the USSR lunar Metsha becomes the first spacecraft to leave Earth's gravity.
Yep. And I have a couple things to say here. The 58 one, Sputnik 1, the first artificial Earth satellite launched by the Soviet Union in 1957. So, it was up there for around a year. So it re-entered the atmosphere and burnt up, as he said. In 59, it was another Soviet spacecraft. It became the first man-made object to reach the vicinity of the moon. So Russia just out there kicking our ass up and down the field during the space race. And yet, somehow we won by landing man on the moon. Okay, yeah. All right. Oh wow. Um, Mr. Blob, I just saw this one here in 1962. That looks interesting.
All right, in 1962, we have the first automated, that means unmanned subway train in New York City.
Oh wow. So like, not with a captain or like a driver or something. It just goes.
Yeah, that's today, 61 years, and exactly 60 years ago, the Soviet Luna number 4, or 4 years old, I don't know. I think it's Luna number 4.
Luna
It
4,
reaches
yeah.
Earth orbit but fails to reach Moon. So that was part of their Moon project. In 1965, Lyndon B. Johnson's Great Society State of the Union address.
All right. And we have here some sports history in 1970. AFL Championship in Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland. Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Oakland Raiders 17-7. The Chiefs' defense forced 4 interceptions. Oh, huh. And that, of course, has, John Madden, football guy. We also have also in 1970 the Beatles' last recording session at Abbey Road Studios, completing George Harrison's tune "I Me Mine." John Lennon was on vacation and did not participate. That's unfortunate. And I'm about to sneeze, so 1 second.
Yeah, and then there was this ugly lawsuit that we talked about recently, and then 4 years later the Beatles dissolved.
Yeah, we've been talking about that a little bit here. So, really rough history for the Beatles near the end there. Oh, I don't know why, I'm just sneezing.
I think the next one from 1970 also sounds interesting.
Alright. Yeah, go for it.
Oh no, I mean up there, the earthquake.
Oh, 1970, more than 15,000 people are killed in Tonghai County, China after a magnitude 7.7 earthquake. Holy crap, bro. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, I'm live editing in these articles as I speak, actually. But we also have in 1970, Walter Cronkite ended hosting weekly documentary. Whatever, like, I remember he was doing like the Cronkite Chronicles or something like that. Not sure.
And he's well known for his departing catchphrase, and that's the way it is.
Yes, and that's the way it is. So, we have in 1972, I'm not sure if it's in our main source here, but Rose Helleburn became the first female judge to sit at the Old Bailey, aka the Central Criminal Court in London, United Kingdom. So that's cool.
Nice.
I see a Worminator freaking out. What's going on, bro? What's so funny?
Women, who cares?
Oh my god.
Hey!
we have one of those in here right now, bro.
Surprisingly.
She can't be offended, I was told. I'm sorry.
You are correct. You are correct. I'll give you that.
I think he talks about his wife.
Yeah, you should hear this shit I say about her.
The only way to offend a woman is to make her stand up. Get her off-ended. She gets off her end. So.
Yo, you remember?
Oh, shut up.
Hey, you remember my? You remember my wife's a quadriplegic? She can't stand up.
I wasn't talking about your wife, and I did not remember that. I apologize, and it wasn't targeted at you.
No,
now I
man.
feel like a canoe de la douche. So.
No. These are the jokes I'm talking about. I make them all day. She does too. That's the beautiful part.
Also, in
I will take steps to be more careful.
No, not at all, dude. Not at all. Yo,
Hey,
Johnny
you get the
Depp
joke.
got offended at.
I will.
Daniel?
I'm going to be taking steps to not offend.
Also,
Daniel, be the big man and walk away.
Okay. Oh, God.
Also, just so we get it in here and on with the show, in 1974, Richard Nixon refuses to hand over the tapes subpoenaed by the Watergate Committee.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's not a smart move. You can't refuse something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not
His
sure
first
if
name.
this is in here. 1975. This date overflowed the 12-bit field that had been used in the DEC system, 10 operating system. There were numerous problems and crashes related to this bug while an alternative format was developed. So computer problems already. Like, they couldn't handle the numbers. So...
Yay.
1976, and this is another thing. Like, I'm sorry for stepping over you, Mr. Blob. I'm trying to see if this is even in the thing here, but I'm not seeing it. During the Troubles, the Ulster Volunteer Force shot and killed 6 Irish Catholic civilians in County Armagh, Northern Ireland. It is?
Yep.
The next day, in retaliation, 10 Protestant civilians were murdered in the same way. So that's
But
not,
it's
that's
really
not nice.
different.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it says in this one, the Ulster Volunteer Force shoot dead 6 Catholic civilians in 2 coordinated attacks in County Armagh, Northern Ireland.
Ah. Alright.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit more information right there.
To nearly quote another TV show, whose turn is it anyway?
Whose line is it?
Yes.
Anyway, if she wants, it's her turn again, Miss Danger Hugs. We have one in 1981.
Ooh.
Let's see here. 1981. Australian Open Men's Tennis. American Brain. Is that Brain? Brian.
No, actually, I was meaning for you to read this one here. Like, I'm sorry, I failed to tell you. We mainly read the black ones, the highlighted ones, you know, with a big old black square around.
All right, so then scratch that. Let's go over here.
Yeah.
1981. British police arrest Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper.
That's not good. The murder
And
of
so-
13 women. Oh, God.
Yeah. Good that he was arrested. I mean, at that point, you don't stop anymore.
Yeah. Like, he needs to be dealt with. So.
And so nobody cares about Brian Teacher's the Grand Slam title.
Oh, yeah. Poor Brian Teacher. Sorry. Oh, well. So.
Oh well.
Maybe next
Okay,
year.
so
83?
1983.
All right.
We have the Eurythmics release their breakthrough second studio album, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am
Who am-
I to disagree? Ooh, you get to talk about David
Alright.
Boone, the Wilford
It is-
Brimley of cricket.
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 Alright, so 1986, we have David Boone's second test century, 131 beat India at Adelaide.
Yep.
We don't even have a clue who David Boone is, but he's very, you recognize his face when you've seen him once, so he's a little
Yeah.
bit of
Cricket batsman, that's the important part.
Yes. Mr. Sohan,
Yes.
we have some sports history for you in 1986.
1986 Los Angeles Rams running back Eric Dickerson scores twice as he rushes for an NFL postseason record 248 yards and 20-0 victory over Dallas Cowboys in National Football Conference divisional playoffs in Anaheim, California.
Anaheim,
Damn.
I know where that is. I actually kind of live
Yeah.
there. But
Oh, who?
in
Also-
2021, no, that's a kick in the
Yes.
pants right there. So.
Yes, it is. Also, 1986 NCAA basketball. David Robinson blocks a record 14 shots.
Woo! That's impressive right
Yes.
Yes.
And 1989, George H.W. Bush is first sitting vice president since Millard Fillmore in 1850 to declare himself president of the United States.
Huh. Huh. That's interesting. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, we do have this one here. It's 1989, although my article here is a little bit more substantial. The second Gulf of Sidra incident occurred in which a pair of Libyan MiG-23 floggers were shot down by a pair of U.S. Navy F-14 Tomcats during an air-to-air confrontation. Oh, damn. We have one here for Blob, 1990. The wording is different between the two articles.
Right. In 1990, we have unfortunately 307 people dead and 700 injured after overloaded passenger train collides with an empty freight train in Pakistan.
That is horrible.
It is,
Yeah.
and it is Pakistan's still deadliest train accident to this date, I believe.
And I don't know if my math is right, but that would mean there was over 1,000 people on one of the trains.
Yeah, well, like, you've seen those pictures of the Indians on the trains. They're, like, covered over them like ants on a log, you know?
Yep.
They're both in
Oh
and on the train. Like, literally,
Oh my God.
yeah. You have seen those pictures, right? Hold on a second.
Yeah, I've seen them.
No, but I've seen
Yeah,
pictures of. Oh my God, no!
Yeah,
That's-
no, like, they do that shit all the time, bro. Like, look at that.
They're holding
Whoa.
It's a
on.
common occurrence. Like, they ride on the train.
Wow.
Like, this guy is just freaking hanging on. Look at that thing, dude. Like, but it's absolutely nuts, bro. Like,
In Germany, that's illegal because it usually ends with bad injuries.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, apparently. It's
Well,
not
you know,
Pakistan.
apparently in third world countries they don't care.
Bro, look at that. They're on the engine. Like, they're on the
Who-
actual engine right there. That shit's
The-
hot.
Wow.
Wow.
My God.
So. Anyway, let's move on up to 1992 here.
Yeah, in 1992, Boston's Robert Parrish becomes the fifth player in NBA history to register 2,000 career blocks during the Celtics 100-96 loss at Minnesota. Others: Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Mark Eaton, Wayne Rollins, and George Johnson.
Nice.
And that Parrish with A, by the way.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was really good. Like, he was
Yes,
for
he was.
the Lakers.
Yeah. Yeah, but did he not do some movie or something?
Yes, he did.
He was in Airplane.
Game of Death. No, he's also in Game of Death with Bruce Lee.
Oh, so he's
Yeah,
in a
because-
couple movies. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I thought I know his name from outside of what is it? Baseball? No, basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah, basketball. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the blind guy in Game of Death that was fighting Bruce Lee at the third floor.
Yeah, he played one of the pilots in Airplane, and there's actually a scene after he passes out when they're like dragging him out of his chair. He's wearing his full Lakers outfit and like the goggles, like it's hilarious. Anyway,
I find this one interesting. Those two below it.
oh,
Then also probably the one above. And in 1992, we have the 8th largest wrestling crowd. NJPW Starcade, 60,000. Film.
NJPW, also known as New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And I thought you wanted to take the two others, or should I?
Yeah, I'll take them. 1993, 7th largest wrestling crowd, 63,500 in Tokyo Dome. Yep, that's still New Japan Pro Wrestling. And 94, 10th largest wrestling crowd, 58,000 Tokyo Dome.
That's a lot of
So
that's a lot of people to watch wrestling.
Tokyo
yeah.
Dome would be a big stadium like we have in Germany for soccer. But only the top clubs can afford such a big stadium here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see here. Do you want to take this? Actually, I believe it's my turn now. But give me 1 second because I got a TN 10th. Okay.
Oh, I thought you could look up the Tokyo Dome, but
So I'm sorry. Size of Tokyo Dome.
Oh, I have a picture here. Yeah, that's yeah, that's kind of like German
Oh, wow.
football, like soccer
Speaking
stadium.
of which, speaking of Tokyo Dome,
Oh, wow, that's a big dome.
look up something. Let's-
Oh,
That's a lot of
they
people.
do a
Holy
lot
crap,
of
bro.
events.
That's a very big dome. So you can fit a lot of people in there.
Wait, there were more people than the maximum that fits into it.
Tokyo Dome capacity. Let's see here. 55,000. So,
yeah.
wow. So we have 60,000, 63,500. So where do they put the other ones? Do they like makeshift a whole bunch of chairs? Maybe, like in the actual like playfield area.
The all seating configuration would be 42,000, so probably everyone was standing at that time.
Man, I'd hate to just be standing, dude. That sucks. But
Hey, some of those wrestling fans, they love it. They don't stand.
you know, we have
Maybe they
here.
could-
Going to move on up to 1995. Newt Gingrich, a Republican, became Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives. Huh.
But why is there an image of a Serbian politician next to him? I'm just joking.
Yeah, he's from Serbia, right? No, apparently not.
I think not, but he looks like
Yeah, he looks like some kind of Eastern European politician. I don't know. He has that look, you know. Like, I don't know. So,
oh, his wife is 23 years younger.
that's also not a good sign. But anyway, we have in 1998, a massive ice storm hit eastern Canada and the northeastern United States, continuing through January 10th and causing widespread destruction. Alice, I believe, would love to talk about that if she was here, because she's spoken about the Great Blizzard of '88 and stuff like that in the 1998, because that's where she was.
Oh, that's
I mean, well, that's where she still is in that general area, but she was in a different state back then. But we also have in 1998 the second successful revival of by Stephen Sondheim's musical A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, starring Nathan Lane. It closed at St. James, New York City after 715 performances and won Tony Award. That's pretty good. You know?
And I think you should also take the one below and then make the split.
Yeah, well, I have another one in 1999, actually, but I'll take the 1998 and 99.
I meant the one in 1998 below.
Yeah, the Wilaya of Relazine massacres in Algeria. Over 170 people were killed in 3 remote villages. That's not cool. So... but then 1 year later, in 1999, former professional wrestler Jesse Ventura was sworn in as governor of Minnesota, United States. Yeah, that's Alice's home state there. Minnesota, don't you know? So, yeah, that's where she was during that storm of 1998.
Yeah.
That must have been wild. 1 year after the storm started, they got a former pro wrestler. Huh. Sorry?
And that brings us to our new sponsor, Established Splits.
In which we split establishedly. Alright, welcome to part 2. We are going to move on up into the year 2000. Got some sports history here for Super Small Danger Hugs, if she wishes to take another turn.
For Super Small Me. Okay, let's see here. 2000, the day after accepting the head coaching position at the New York Jets, Bill Belichick resigns and moves to the New England Patriots.
Huh. That's interesting. I bet Doom Guy would like to have something to say about that.
Oh, look
Right.
at it. Look at that other 2000 thing directly below the last one. No, the one above that.
Okay. The after 2 months one, if you please.
Okay, 2000. After 2 months, Catherine Hartley and Fiona Thornwell reached the South Pole the same day as Edmund Hillary 48 years before.
Oh, hey, that's a cool little coming in a full circle type situation right there. We were talking about that a bit earlier, so. Dang, so took him 2 months to reach. That's a long time.
Yeah, and it seems to have been 2 women, so that's
Oh, nice.
something new.
Oh, yay. Do I get Mr. Van Winkle?
Music history?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Awesome. Okay, 2001, rapper Vanilla Ice spends night in jail after allegedly ripping out some of his wife's hair during a row.
Oh, that's not very kind.
That's
That's
not cool.
Vanilla Ice for you.
That's not nice baby.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
his wife told him, jail, baby.
Jail, baby.
Damn, baby.
Nah, he got mad because he found a Slim Shady LP album on it.
Hear about Dana White slapping his wife on New Year's?
Oof.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, you got an NBA record here for your third one.
I thought I already did 3.
Apparently you did. I'm not good at counting for some reason.
Okay, I'll do this.
Okay.
2001 Washington Wizards forward Michael Jordan becomes the 4th player in NBA history to score 3,000 career points. Hits a free throw in second quarter of an 89-83 win against his old team Chicago Bulls.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, when Jordan was with the Wizards, he had a good rivalry with Kobe.
Oh, I bet.
Yes, he did. Yep. Also, 2003 Hopman Cup tennis pair Serena Williams and James Blake beat Australian pair Alisa Moik and Leighton Hewitt 6-3, 6-2 for a 3-0 win and second American title.
All right.
Um,
James Blake looks like he's giving up his racket, like he's giving up a sword, like a defeated general. It's like, I succumb to your majesty. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Also, 2006, Prime Minister Ariel Sharon of Israel suffers a second, apparently more serious stroke. His authority is transferred to acting Prime Minister Eamon Olmert.
It's Ariel Sharon and Ehud Olmert, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
And actually, we missed one here, Mr. Soen, if you don't mind going back a couple years. 2004 Spirit.
Sure. 2004 Spirit, a NASA Mars rover lands successfully on Mars at 4:30 UTC. 4:35 UTC.
Yeah, UTC. So it's some kind of time zone, something time central. I don't know. But then, oh god, Blob, I'm sorry to do this to you, but you have a 2007 one with this, awful person. So.
Oh, I don't see any there. So let's just no. But in 2007, the 110th United States Congress convenes and elects Nancy Pelosi, that woman, as the first female Speaker of the House.
I wouldn't call her I'm not going to say what I want to say. Let's just.
Yes, in 2009, Phil Taylor, with a 7-1 victory in the final over Dutchman Raymond van Barneveld, wins his 12th PDC World Darts title, his 14th in all. His 110.94 average remains a record for the PDC World Darts Championships final.
Dang, nice.
And in 2010, the Burj Khalifa, world's tallest building at 829.8 meters, that's 2,722 feet, officially opens in Dubai.
Mm-hmm.
Wow! So you telling me it's 12 years old?
Yeah, in the United Arab Emirates.
13.
Oh yeah, 13 now.
Yeah, and actually, I want to add, not to be confused with the world's tallest structure, which belongs to a radio antenna somewhere. A building is something that you can occupy. A structure is a structure. So, the world's tallest structure is like twice the height of the Burj Khalifa or something like that. It's crazy.
And also not to be confused with the Burj Dubai.
Aren't they the same thing?
I think they're two different buildings.
I think the Burj Khalifa is the Burj Dubai because it opened in Dubai. But let me double check that. Burj.
And
Oh.
not to be confused.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yeah, because I used to always call it the Burj Dubai, but it's actually named the Burj Khalifa.
Oh, it is the same.
Yeah,
Oh,
known as the Burj
thought-
Dubai prior to its inauguration in 2010. So I guess I was right. So
Yeah, I thought that one had over 1,000 meters, but okay. Anywho, let's continue on.
yep,
Yeah.
got
Oh,
one in 2020.
Super small danger hugs left us, so it's,
So did Worm. So yeah. Well, I guess it's now my turn. I guess.
I guess.
Okay.
2020, Australian bushfires death toll reached 23 as Prime Minister Scott Morrison announced a National Defence Force will be employed to help fight the more than 200 fires amid criticism of his leadership. So, yeah, I remember that was going on. That was we spoke about that yesterday about how January 2020 was just like cluster crap of a month. Holy crap! So. But then we have in 2021, Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced new national lockdown for England following Scotland as COVID-19 variant spread rapidly with hospitalizations now higher than the first wave. So there's more BS.
If you don't mind, I think the 2016 one is also very interesting.
All right, let me give that a look-see here. 1 second. 2016, you said?
Yeah, maybe you don't find it as interesting. I do.
Well, it's all in perspective. 2016, Colombo's Gemology Institute certified world's largest ever blue star sapphire at 1,404.49 carats, found in a Sri Lankan mine in August 2015. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
This stone is huge.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. My fingers are being weird. But then we have in 2022, just last year.
It is called the Star of Adam, by the way.
Ah, okay. And actually, we have a couple from 2022 here. We have 2022, just last year, the Canadian government announced a $31.5 billion settlement to fix and compensate for Indigenous child welfare system that was the largest in its history. So that's pretty insane. And at that same time, Toyota became the first foreign automaker to top U.S. sales, beating GM in 2021, partially due to supply issues. So wow. It's pretty cool. Let's move on up into... Actually, before we do, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish we'd elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to add had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. Speaking of comments, do we have any live comments? No, we do not. So we're going to move on up into bursts, and actually I have one here that is not in the list. 659, Ali ibn Hussein Nayan al-Abidin. I don't know what he was, it just says he died in 680, so, that was a recorded birth. But then we also have here in 1077, Emperor Zhezong of Song Dynasty in China, and he died in 1100. So I'm going to add that here real quick. So...
Ali ibn Hussein was the Imam in Shia Islam. One of the like a religious leader.
Oh, okay. I probably spelt that wrong, but yeah, Imam in Shia Islam. All right, cool.
Yes.
And then going to move over to... Actually, let's spin it around a bit. Let's move to Blob. Gets to talk about Isaac Newton.
Yeah, we have Isaac Newton in 1643. He was English physicist, mathematician, and astronomer. He wrote about gravity and the laws of motion. He was born in Woolsthorpe by Colsterworth in England, and he died in 1727. So, thanks to him, we cannot fly anymore without planes.
Yep. Yeah, it says 1727. My source said 26/27, so it looks like it's kind of definitive right there, just 27. But yeah, let's not forget he discovered gravity via Apple, and as Blob said, before that discovery, humanity can fly. So damn you, Newton! With your science.
Yeah, so So the story is that one day an apple fallen on his head, and he wanted to know why. So
That was me dropping it on him to tell him to fuck off.
Oh, Sohen. Just like, boop.
we just get banned. Anyway, in 1784, we have German history Jakob Grimm, one of the two Grimm brothers. He was a German philologist, folklorist, and editor of Grimm's fairy tales. He was born in Hanau, Hesse Castle, Holy Roman Empire. He died in 1863, and together with his brother, he essentially created the German language that is still in use today for printing and
There's one we kind of skipped over in 1710. If you don't mind taking that one as well.
All right, we have in 1710 Giovanni Battista Pergolesi, also known as Draghi, Italian Baroque organist, composer, Il prigioniero superbo, La serva padrona, the maid turned mistress. That's the English translation of the title. And Stabat Mater. He was born in Jesi in the Papal States, now Italy, and he died in 1736. Whoa, that's young.
Yeah, wow.
Mhm.
So he was only 26 years old. Holy crap. So that was a good validation. The Papal States, I was right when I was talking about the Italy and stuff. They were once under the unification of the papacy. At least a chunk of it, at least, maybe. So.
Yeah.
But
Well,
then, let's see here. We have one here for Mr. Sohen, 1809.
1809, we have Louis Braille, French educator and inventor of the system of reading and writing for the blind, born in Coupvray, France.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for inventing Braille.
And we have one in 1813, too. Look at that.
Yes, 1813. Isaac Pittman, English teacher and inventor of Pittman's shorthand stenograph, soundhand, born in Trowbridge, England.
Huh. All right, then.
Why are we throwing bridges now?
I don't know. Then we also have in 1838, we have Charles Stratton, General Tom Thumb, famous short person, performed with P.T. Barnum, born in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and died in 1883. So yeah, he was a U.S. circus performer. So
Yeah. Also on Giovanni Pergolesi, he died from tuberculosis, and his compositions included operas and sacred music.
Huh. That's cool. We also have in 1883 Max Eastman, a American critic slash essayist and editor of The Masses. He was an author and a poet. He died in 1969. So. And let's see here, 1884. It's not even on here. We have Guy Penet de Bois, was a U.S. painter, critic, and educator, and died in 1958. Let's see here, 1895. Yeah, he's there. So, Mr. Blob, do you want to talk to us about good old Leroy here in 1895?
All right. In 1895, we have Leroy Grumman, American industrialist, and he died in 1982.
Yep.
Hey man, y'all missed the opportunity in 1900.
1900 where? Oh, we're not even there yet.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that one. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, we got that. We're gonna get that. Don't worry about that. But Mr. Grumman here, he was an engineer and businessman. He co-founded Grumman Aeronautical Engineering Company. So that's cool. And then you get to talk about 1900 here.
All right. Because I have a bit of background information on him. You wouldn't believe it, but in 1900 we have James Bond, American ornithologist. He died in 1989, and he was an acquaintance of Ian Fleming, the British lieutenant, who later went on to write the James Bond novels, and it is rumored that the ornithologist that he used that name.
So he used his friend's name for the fictional character. Huh.
Yes, and
Bond.
of course,
James Bond.
Goering was part of the conspiracy in the Bletchley Park that brought down Germany by decrypting Enigma.
Huh.
So it's all a very interesting story and backstory. But yes, the ornithologist is related to why the spy has the name.
Well, that's really cool. Yeah. Like we'll probably never get the full story because the author is probably dead. But that's really cool. Mr. Sohan, you got one here
Yes.
in 1901. The very next one, CLR James, Cyril Lyon. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, 1901 CRL James, Cyril Lionel Robert James, Trinidadian historian, the Black Jacobson, journalist, intellectual, and socialist, born in Puna, Trinidad, died 1989.
Dang, Tuna Puna. That's an interesting name.
Yeah.
So, and let's see here. Ooh,
Yes.
You got another one here in 1930.
Okay, skipping to 1930. We have Don Shula, American Pro Football Hall of Fame coach, Super Bowl 1972-73, Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Colts, NFL Coach of the Year 1964, 67, 68, 72, born in Grand River, Ohio.
Dang. That's he died in 2020. Looks like so.
Yep.
But that's one hell of a resume right there. You know.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Ooh. There's one here in 1931. Let's see here. Nora Agula. They're not even on this list here. So, Nora Agula was a Romanian poet, writer, and translator. All right then.
And we have in 1935 Floyd Patterson, American boxer, world heavyweight champion 1956-59, 1960-62, and Olympic gold winner in 1952. He was born in Waco, North Carolina, died in 2006, and also was included in the song We Didn't Start the Fire, although only because he was bad by listen.
Huh. He's who I like to call the boxing cowboy. Bow, 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 bow. So.
Well, he certainly looks like a cowboy on the photo.
I know, right? He's a boxer, but he looks like a cowboy. It's kind of crazy. But then you got another one here, 1937. Actually, before that, can you take the Ian Cannon one, please?
Oh, I think the other one is also interesting. In 1935, Kenneth Money, a Canadian scientist and CAF, that's probably Canadian Air Force astronaut, on the STS-42 out. He was born in Toronto, Ontario.
Huh.
And in 1937, we have Diane Cannon, also known as Samil Diane Friesen, which probably is her civil name. She was American actress, director, and producer. Heaven Can Wait. She was born in Tacoma, Washington.
Huh. That's cool. 1937 here, we have Grace Bumbry, a mezzo-soprano, Venus in Tannhauser, born in St. Louis, Missouri. All right.
Yeah, Tannhauser is a famous opera by Richard Wagner.
1940, we have Gao Xingjing, a Chinese-born French novelist and dramatist, Nobel laureate years, born in Ganzhou, China. He was a novelist, playwright, and critic, according to this other source. So, like, as I said, I've been like adding things as we've been going through. We have 1942. Are they in here as well? Bolege. Nope. So we have Bolejai Akianemi, a Nigerian political scientist, academic, and politician. We also have Jim Downing, 1942, is not in our main source here either. He's a U.S. race car driver and inventor. What did he invent, though? Let's check that out here. Jim Downing, inventions. Let's see. The head and neck support device. Oh, well, look at that. So inventor of the head and neck support device, which is a simple U-shaped contraption that goes around the head and tethers to the helmet. keeping the head and neck stable in high-speed crashes. The head and neck support device, they called it. So, that thing that they wrap around, he invented that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because in 1981, Patrick Jacquemart died at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course during an accident. And after that, Mr. Downing decided to invent his what is called the Hans device here. In short, a head and neck support system that would eliminate or protect against these types of injuries.
Huh.
And his brother-in-law was a biomechanical crash engineer for General Motors, Dr. Robert Hubbard.
Ah.
So they worked together to create that.
All right. Mr. Sohan.
He probably saved quite some lives.
Yeah, he did. He definitely saved a lot of lives. So thank you to him for that. Mr. Sohan, 1945 Vesa.
1945 Vesa Matti Lori, Finnish entertainer.
She's a Finnish actor, musician, and comedian, and she died last year, 2022. So, a little bit of an update on that. 1947, Christ Cutler. There he is. Okay, so go for it.
Yeah, 1947, Chris Cutler, English musician, percussionist, and composer. Henry Cal Art Bears, born in Washington, D.C.
Yep. It says here from my other source, he's an English percussionist, lyricist, and music theorist as well. So, then we're going to move on up to, I believe, Blob right now, 1956. Is Bernard Summer in here, 1956. There he is.
Right, we have Bernard Summer, also known Albrecht. He was, he still is English rock guitarist, vocalist for Joy Division and New Order. He is born in Salford, England.
Yep. He's a English singer, songwriter, guitarist, and producer. Oh, cool.
Yes. And 2 years later, you have another one in 57.
Yeah.
In 1957, we have Patty Loveless, also known as Ramey. That's probably her birth name. So Patty Loveless, American country singer, Blue Side of Town. She was born in Pikeville, Kentucky.
Yeah, she's a singer, songwriter, and guitarist. So yeah.
Yes, and in 1958 we have Matt Frewer, actor in Max Headroom, Dr. Doctor, and also The Psy Factor. He was born in Washington, D.C.
Cool. 1960, Michael Stipe. Is a U.S. rock vocalist and songwriter. REM, Losing My Religion. That's a good song. Stand, Everybody Hurts Sometimes. Yeah, born in Decatur, Georgia. Yeah, singer, songwriter, and producer.
Yeah, that's him. That's him in the corner, and that's him in the spotlight.
Yeah. We also have 1963, Dave Foley, an actor and comedian. Kids in the Hall, Dave Nelson on News Radio, a Canadian comedian, actor, director, and producer. So, yeah,
Can you
pretty
please
cool.
take another one from 63?
Yeah.
The one below that. But of course you can do...
May Britt Moser, right?
No. The other one.
Oh, Till. Yeah. Till Lindemann, a German heavy metal singer of Rammstein. Hell yeah. Born in Leipzig, East Germany. I know I didn't pronounce that right, probably. Again.
Happy 60th birthday, Till Lindemann.
Yes. Rammstein. That's a great band right there.
Die Sonne scheint mir aus den Händen.
Yes, what he said. Mr. Sohan, you want to talk to us about Mr. Craig in 1965?
1965, Craig Revel Horwood, Australian English dancer and judge, Strictly Come Dancing, born in Ballarat, Australia.
Yeah, he was also a choreographer and a director.
Yes.
And we have is Deanna Carter here in 1966. There she is.
Deanna Carter, American country singer, born in Nashville, Tennessee in 1966.
Yep, a singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Sorry, what, Blob?
Of course it's Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Little Nash. Yeah, that's the birthplace of the country, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, and also they have the Grand Ole Opry there too.
Ah. Let's see, Blob's turn, right? Or is it my turn? I think it's my turn now. I don't know anymore. 1989, we have Labyrinth, or better known as Timothy Lee McKenzie, or I guess Leslie known, I don't know. He's a British record producer, rapper, and singer-songwriter, Beneath You're Beautiful and Jealous, born in London. We also have, let's see here, Derrick Henry, 29 today, born on this date in 1994, a U.S. NFL running back, Heisman Trophy of 2015, University of Alabama, Pro Bowl of 2019 for the Tennessee Titans, born in Yulee, Florida. Well, look at that. That's cool. And then I guess we're going to go back to Mr. Blob here, 1998.
Yes, in 1998 we have the Filipino-American actress Lisa Soberano. She was in Forevermore and Every Day I Love You. She was born in Santa Clara, California.
Yeah.
And also a few years back in 1990 we have the German soccer player Toni Kroos. He has 106 caps, whatever that means. He won the FIFA World Cup in 2014 and plays for Bayern München, that's Bayern Munich for you Americans, and Real Madrid. He was born in Greifswald in Germany.
Huh.
Very famous here.
That's cool.
Congratulations for the 32nd birthday.
Yes.
31st.
Third.
31st.
Yeah,
31st.
we're all suffering from the New Year effect.
Yes. But by the mid of March, we will have gotten over that.
Eventually, yeah, it'll happen.
The Ides of March, you know.
Let's see here. We're going to move on into deaths. Starting us off in the year 838, we have Babek was a Persian social religious reformer, and he was martyred. So.
Oh, that's a horrible way to die.
Yeah, but like at least you know, at least he was like, you know, his death was a rallying cry. So. But we also have in 1821 Elizabeth Ann Seton was the first U.S. or American Catholic saint, canonized in 1975, died in Maryland at the age of 46. She was born in 1774. Uh-huh. And then...
And Mr. Not a big one.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, I've missed a couple. Whoops.
See.
Yeah, hold on a second. 18... Yeah, before we get into 1877... 1871, which is not listed on here, we have Aelthwulf was a Saxon alderman, and that's like the letter that Jace was talking about the other day. The A and E cut together to form one thing. That's how Aelthwulf is spelled. We also have in 1874 Hassan al-Askari is not on here either. 11th of the 12th imams, probable birth was 846. So 1846, I guess.
And
no.
And also because we talked about James Bond earlier, the ornithologist, I would also like to take one in 1729.
Go for it.
In 1729, we have the French Lieutenant General Joseph de Montesquieu, Earl d'Artagnan. He died at 77 years old, and he was the one of whom on whom the hero of Alexandre Dumas, Pierre d'Artagnan, D'Artagnan romances was based. You know, the one of the Three Musketeers.
And hold on a second. Like I've kind of like broken my brain here. There's a couple from the earlier years. 'Cause I don't know why I couldn't read this right. 1344. It's not in here. Robert de Lisle, the first Baron Lisle, was an English peer, and he was born in 1288. 1695. Is he here? We have Francois Henry de Montgomery, Duc de Luxembourg, a French general, was born in 1628. Yeah, so it's right here. It doesn't even mention his name. It just says he was a Duke of Luxembourg. So, and then what's the year that you were doing? You did 1729 here. So
Yes.
let's see here. 1729. All right. So, and then let's see here. 1782. Is he on here? Yeah, he is. Okay. Bob, do you want to do 1782, or you want to hand that off to Sohan?
All right. In 1782, we have Jean-Jacques Gabriel. He was French court architect, Palace de la Concorde, and he died at 83.
Yep. He also designed the École Militaire as well, according to my other source. So let's take a look at what that looks like here. Oh, okay, that's cool. And the Palace de la Concorde.
Wait, how is the one in 86 not highlighted?
Hold on a second. 86? 1786?
Yes.
Moses?
Yes, Moses Mendelssohn, German Jewish Enlightenment philosopher, Haskalah. He died at 56, and he was just one of the most important philosophers of the Haskalah. So, never mind. They come on. They even misspelled Haskalah.
Yeah, that's not good. So.
Yeah, it is the Jewish Enlightenment, essentially.
So I was looking at the École Militaire, and that looks really amazing. It's a really big building right there. And then I checked out the Palace de la Concorde. And Wait.
Wow! He is one of the ancestors of Felix Mendelssohn, the composer. Holy, wow!
We're talking about André Jacques Gabriel.
No, Moses Mendelssohn.
Oh, Moses Mendelssohn. He was a descendant of who?
No, he's one of the ancestors of the composer Felix Mendelssohn Bartholdy.
Oh, okay. So he's one of his. Okay, that's cool. Huh. Let's see here. Mr. Soen.
Yes.
Did we?
No, we didn't.
Hold on a second. Was she born on the same date? No. What the? Oh, okay. So because this picture looks familiar. Oh wait, no. We just did we just talk about her? 1821.
There's another interesting one in 1761. I just see.
1761. All right. Do you want to take that one, Mr. Soen? 1761.
1761. Stephen Hales, English physiologist, chemist, and inventor, first person to measure blood pressure, dies at 83.
Oh, nice. Oh. Well, I'm confused to all get out. I'm trying to be on top of things right here. Let's move on to 1821 here.
We already.
Oh, we already did her?
Yes, we did her already.
Oh, whoops. Okay, sorry.
Danielle in 1877. Cornelius Vanderbilt, American shipping and railroad magnate.
Yes.
New York Central Railroad, dies at 82.
Yeah. So, yeah, a U.S. businessman and philanthropist. Yep. 1882, John Williams Draper. So, 1882, we have John William Draper, was a British U.S. scientist, chemist, and early photographer. Died at the age of 70 on this date. He was born in 1811. It says here he was also an English U.S. physician, chemist, and photographer. So, all right. 1900. We have Stanisław Mirkowski. It's not even on this list. A Polish-born writer, historian, and member of the Imperial Council of Austria, was born in 1827. Dang. Well, and of course, Topsy the Elephant, 1903. We got to add that here in. So. Then that's back to Blob. 1925. Nellie Cashman, is he in here? No, he's not. Nellie Cashman.
If you don't mind, I'll do the one in 1910.
Okay.
Because we have Ferdinand Marie Léon de Lagrange. He was born in 1827 and died in 1910. He was a sculptor and pioneering French aviator, ranked as one of the top aviators in the world.
Wow. All right then.
Yeah. His first public flight was made on 16th March of 1907, where he flew a biplane.
Cool. Yeah, he was born in 1910. So that's shortly after the invention of the aircraft.
No, he died in
died
1910.
in 1910. Whoops, sorry.
He was
So-
in 1872.
Yeah. Whoops. He
And
was born in
In
1872.
Yeah, and also in 1907 he was elected president of the Aviation Club of France.
Well, that's cool.
And yeah, so essentially he was one of the early flight pioneers.
So you said in 1902, right?
No, 19. What did I say in 1902?
As in, like when was he elected to be the president of the what again?
Oh yeah, in 1907,
Seven.
elected president of the Aviation Club of France.
President of the Aviation Club
Yeah.
of France.
And as you can guess by his young age when he died from an accident when flying.
Oh no. So died from aviation accident.
Yeah, in
Alright.
stormy weather in an area whose winds frequently blew at the rate of 20 miles an hour, and
That's pretty rough right there.
well, he died doing what he loved most.
Yeah. So, if you're gonna go out doing something, that you like doing. So, but 1925 is not on this list here. We have Nellie Cashman. She was a U.S. nurse, a restaurateur, entrepreneur, and gold prospector. Was born in 1845. So that's one hell of a life. An entrepreneur, a restaurateur, a nurse, gold prospector. It's a lot of yeah. Then we have 1960. Albert Camus was a French playwright, Les Justices, The Just Assassins, novelist of Les Étrangers, The Stranger, and philosopher, Nobel Prize for Literature in 1957. He died in an auto accident at the age of 46. And yeah, it says here he's a French novelist, philosopher, and journalist. He was born in 1913. So,
Yeah, he's very famous in Germany.
yep.
Albert Camus.
And then Mr. Sohan gets to talk about, someone who's rather famous. I don't know why it's not on my list here. 1961. Sohan?
1961. 1961. Edwin Schrödinger, Austrian physicist and Nobel laureate. Wave mechanics starts at 73.
Yeah, this is a Schrodinger's cat guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine being famous for abusing your cat.
Yeah,
Oh, the other Russian scientists are also abusing dogs.
that is true.
Yeah, that's
Well,
Pavlov.
hell, Fauci was abusing puppies. I don't even want to get into what he did, but it was absolutely disgusting. I don't like dogs, but
And-
that was awful. So,
And
Yeah.
Joe Jackson was abusing his kids.
yeah.
Probably he was the founder of PETA also.
I don't know. But let's see here. Ooh, Mr.
Would you please, but would you please read T.S. Eliot first?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. And you have another one here, 1965.
1965, T.S. Eliot, American-born British poet, The Wasteland, the Nobel laureate. 1948, dies in London.
Yep, at the age of 76. He was born in 1888. He's a poet, playwright, and critic. So,
Yeah, so unfortunately that means his works are still protected by copyright law and can't be read in full here.
oh yeah,
But,
that's not public domain quite yet, but one day.
Yeah, but I would like to just one moment.
All right.
Oh, it's not here on that.
What's up?
Oh, I wanted to read the end of The Wasteland, but it seems to be not here.
Well,
Oh,
we
here
have...
it is.
Okay, go for it. Go for
Oh
it.
no, wait. No, it was another one where I wanted to read. Oh, the Hollow Man. Yes.
Well, we
Because
gotta... Okay, go for
very
it.
that has a very interesting ending. It's very famous also. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper.
Yeah, I know that quote. That's scary. So,
Yeah.
and with how things are going today, I can see several different ways it can end that way. So it's frightening. So,
Yeah.
but hey, let's move on up to 1967 here, Mr. Blob.
All right, in 1967, we have Donald Campbell, English boat and land racer, World Land and Water Records 1964, and the only person to complete in the same year. He died in a record attempt at 45.
Oh man.
So he also died doing what he loved the most, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here he was an English racing driver and world speed record holder. So I'm not sure if it's been broken or not. But 1975, Carlo Livi, if he's here. There he is.
Yes. In 1975, we have Carlo Livi, Italian writer, Parole sono pietre. He dies at 72.
Yeah, my source said he was a painter, author, and activist. So, what is it with people in the arts and going into activism and all that stuff? So, but we also have in 1986 we have Phil Lynott, an Irish rock musician. Thin Lizzy died of an overdose at the age of 36. That's not good. He was an Irish singer, songwriter, bass player, and producer who was born in 1949.
Yeah, and despite all of that, they are best known for a cover version of a folk song, Whiskey in the Jar.
1994, we have R.D. Burman, Indian film score composer, 1942, A Love Story, died at the age of 54. He was an Indian film composer and music director. And actually, I wanted to see his full name, so his actual full name is Rahul Dev Burman. All right.
Oh, in India, actually Burman is the name, and Rahul Dev is the patronym.
Huh. Well, I have one. Oh, here we go. Mr. Sohan, 1995, soul tax. Taxation of the soul now. Damn.
1995 soul tax, American anthropologist, founder of Journal Current Anthropology, died at 87.
Yep. An anthropologist and academic, was born in 1907. So, wow. And then there's Bud Poyle here in 2005. Yeah, there he is. You want to take that too, Ben?
Yeah, 2005, Bud Poyle, Canadian ice hockey player, died. Born 1924.
Yeah, he was a player, a coach, and a manager. So. Then 2000.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, in 2010 we have, this guy.
Well, we'll get to him here in a minute. We have a 2006 here. It's your turn, right, Blob?
Okay. In 2006 we have Maktoum bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates from 1971 to 1979, and ruler of Dubai from 1990 to 2006. He dies of a heart attack at 62.
Yep. He was an Emirati politician who became the first Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. So, he was born in 1946. And 2009 is Gert Jonke in here. Gert Jonke, doesn't look like it. We have Gert Jonke, died on this date in 2009, was an Austrian poet, playwright, and author. Was born in 1946. And you were talking about 2010?
Yes.
Which one?
Tsutomu Yamaguchi.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Yes. We have the incredible story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, a Japanese businessman and survivor of both the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings.
Oh, him.
He was born in 1916 and he lived and worked in Nagasaki and was in Hiroshima for a 3-month-long business trip when the city was bombed. And then he returned home to Nagasaki and was describing the blast in Hiroshima to his supervisor when Nagasaki also was bombed.
It's just like, he's like, oh, it looked like that. Like, what a coincidence. Like,
Yeah, he was not hurt by the second explosion, but he
yeah.
had a high fever and continuous vomiting for a week, and
That's unfortunate.
yeah. He worked, by the way, for Mitsubishi and designed oil tankers.
Nice. There's one here as well, 2010, Johann Ferrier, if you want to take that one too as well.
All right, in 2009 we have Johann Ferrier, Surinamian politician. He was born in 1910.
Yeah, he was a Surinamese educator and politician who became the first president of Surinamese. So, not just a politician, but he was the first president of when that country became its own country. So. 2012, we have Rod Robbie. Let's see if he's in here. There he is. Canadian architect and planner, Rogers Centre in the Sky Dome in Toronto, dies at the age of 83. My other source here said he was an English-Canadian architect who designed the Canadian Pavilion and Rogers Centre. So as I said before. So that's pretty cool. 2015, Pino Daniele. This is Pino Daniele here. 2015. Doesn't look like it. Was an Italian singer, songwriter, and guitarist. Was born in 1955. And then 2016, S.H. Capabella appears not to be in here as well. S.H. Kapadia died on this date in 2016. Was an Indian lawyer, judge, and politician who became the 38th Chief of Staff of India, or Chief Justice of India. Sorry, he was born in 1947. What was his actual name though? S.H. Kapadia, Sarash Homi Kapadia. So that's a pretty cool name right there. Homi.
Yeah, but as I told you before, Sarosh Homi is the patronym.
Okay. Mitch Schmidt, here we go. Sohan, you want to talk to us about Mitch Schmidt? 2017.
2017, Mitch Schmidt, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame center, Stanley Cup 1939 to 1941, Boston Bruins, and coach/GM Stanley Cup 1970-1972, Boston Bruins, dies of a stroke at 98.
Dang. And let's see here. Is there anything else? Okay. You get to pick one more, and then we'll sign off.
Sure. 2022, Ross Browner, American College Football Hall of Fame defensive end, Notre Dame, Maxwell Award 1977, Cincinnati Bengals, dies of COVID-19 at 67.
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah. Well, I don't think he died from that, but anyway. That shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to the Everything Omni Coalition, which in itself includes
Shohin TV on Twitch.
Yep, as well as Muffins and Doom's YouTube channel, as well as maybe other YouTube channels of podcasts that we have been involved in. Not our products, but other people's, actually. Pretty exciting. Anyway, for your dose of Fast Fed Stanley, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 11 Mountain,
12 Central,
1 p.m. Eastern,
and 7 p.m. German time.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Shohin.
Protoblob.
And we had Erickson in the live studio audience for a bit. We had the Worminator, and we had Super Small Danger Hugs, aka Lulykins, aka Loonykins, or Looney Bins, as part of the show as well. Anyway, until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in some notable events, weather, and sports news, which is coming up in a couple of hours here at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Anyway, whenever you see us again, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Toodles.